They are mad and insane criminals. The same way that Abiola defrauded the country through ITT contract. These same men, including Bola Ahmed Tinubu, including Obasanjo, Fashola has a hand in it. This conglomerate is owned by all powerful Yoruba men and interest groups. They are the ones with newspapers. They own the Punch newspaper, they own Nation, they own the Observer. They are funding Sahara Reporters. What did Sahara Reporters do? They bought this story. They have stopped chasing Stella Oduah. Stella Oduah is the aviation minister. Stella Oduah said no to Yoruba fraud. Yoruba people connived to defraud Nigeria to the tune of 16 billion naira, because the issue of the refurbishment of the airports in the zoo came up for discussion, and Yorubas hijacked it. They said they know people that can do the job, and they were asked to submit their bill. Yoruba men connived, ganged up together, and submitted a bill of 16 billion naira. Stella Oduah, rightfully so, asked another consultancy firm to go and tell her, find out, make discoveries, investigations, and report to her as to the true cost of the refurbishment. They came back with 600 million, that they can use 600 million to refurbish the airports. The world must get these facts very clear. Why they are hunting Stella Oduah down? Stella decided not to give the contract to the Yoruba conglomerate handling this very contract, and decided to award it to a small firm that will charge only 600 million. From the day she took that decision, these same men, including Bola Ahmed Tinubu, including Obasanjo, Fashola has a hand in it. This conglomerate is owned by all powerful Yoruba men and interest groups. They are the ones with newspapers. They own the Punch newspaper, they own Nation, they own the Observer. They are funding Sahara Reporters. What did Sahara Reporters do? They bought this story. They have stopped chasing Stella Oduah on the bulletproof car she bought, because we asked them to go and look at Fashola's own 2 Range Rovers, which are bulletproof. We've asked them to look at Yoruba pastors' private jets. Oyedepo has 4 private jets, not 1, 4 in his fleet. We asked them to go and look at it. They left that one. They are not chasing, saying she hasn't got the school didn't award her MBA. Well, today we are asking Sahara Reporters, have you forgotten Tinubu? Where was Tinubu? Where did Tinubu graduate from? Bola Ahmed Tinubu, your financier. Where did he graduate from? You must come and tell us where Tinubu graduated from. You must leave Stella Oduah alone. Stella Oduah said that Nigeria cannot be defrauded to the tune of 16 billion. That is why Yorubas hate her. And because Yorubas fund and control the media in the zoo, they have turned the minds of very gullible Biafran people into thinking that Stella Oduah is a bad woman, when in fact she was doing her job. All she did was to look to protect herself by buying a bulletproof car before they kill her off. The same thing that Fashola did. They are not talking about Fashola. The Yoruba dubious criminal media are not talking about Fashola. What they do is to try and twist everything we do upside down. They went and looked at the video I shot at a zoo river, myself and Arinza Wog. Yoruba people turned it upside down and said that I was intimidating Hausa peasants. It's there on the internet with the video, saying that Nnamdi Kanu'S is intimidating Hausa peasants. Yoruba people, always lying, always duplicitous, always cunning, always looking for a way to outsmart somebody. That's Yoruba for you. Very, very evil people. They are hunting Stella Oduah down. They want her to be sacked. A whole Punch newspaper wrote in the editorial that Jonathan should start by sacking Stella Oduah. And we're saying to Jonathan, if you want to know if we are serious, as some of them have said, oh, we are just talking, we are in London talking. If you want to know how serious we are in that zoo, let them sack Stella Oduah. What will come after them, they will not have seen it in their lives before. Stella Oduah is not an identified Biafran, but she is a Biafran by birth, and we have to defend her every inch of the way. The same way we defend Jonathan, the same way we defend Okonjo Iweala. All of them there, they must be defended. They are mad and insane criminals. The same way that Abiola defrauded the country through ITT contract. That was how Abiola became a millionaire. Abiola was not a millionaire. Abiola was a mere subcontractor, running from one office to another, until they falsified a check by adding 3 zeros behind it. Million became billions, and Abiola became a very rich man. That was how Abiola became a rich man. Abiola is evil and a criminal. Have you asked yourself, how did Awolowo become rich? Awolowo became rich by stealing, by cutting deals, and by killing children. Do everybody not know that? Awolowo, Coca-Cola. Have you forgotten? Awolowo stole money from our people, used it to buy majority shares for Yoruba people in Nestle. They bought the majority shares in Coca-Cola. They bought it in Cadbury's. Have we forgotten? These are Yoruba people. That's the way they behave. They are criminals. They are evil criminals. We must expose them. Today, if you are not sensible enough, you go to Sahara Reporters online, you will think that Stella Oduah has committed a crime. Stella Oduah's car is less than 300 million. Fashola's car is over 600 million. In the scheme of things, who is a greater criminal? They are chasing Stella Oduah because Stella Oduah saved Nigeria 15.4 billion. That is why they want her. Yoruba criminals. They gang up and they hunt in parks as the cowards they are. They will be disgraced one after the other. We are warning Sahara reporters. We are going to go after the individuals within Sahara reporters if they don't take their time. We go after them one after the other. We must go after them so they will know how serious we are. You don't touch our own. Leave Stella Oduah alone. Leave Konji Wala alone. Leave Jonathan alone. You must leave them. You have enjoyed the oil too much. You people are insane. Yoruba people are cowards and are insane. APC spokesman has said that APC, which has its members across the country, cannot afford to imagine any singular religious affiliation. Speaking in a telephone yesterday, Lai Mohammed explained that out of the 25 interim National Executive Committee members, 18 are Muslims and 17 are Christians. He warned religious bigots and their official sponsors against setting the country on fire through sponsored religious disharmony. The country is on fire. We want to pour more fuel to it. Petrol, benzene, kerosene, diesel. We pour everything into it so that the nonsense contraption called the Zoological Republic will burn to the ground. I hate Nigeria. God knows I hate it. Anything within Nigeria in it, I despise the person. Nigeria is the creation of Lucifer and must be destroyed completely and totally. This is Radio Biafra. APC, we know, is a Boko Haram party. Why can't Sahara reporters go and do what Radio Biafra did and announce Buhari as the chief sponsor of Boko Haram? Before we did it, did anybody else announce Buhari as the chief sponsor of Boko Haram? The answer is no. We did it. Now they know, because if you come here, you get the truth. It may sound outlandish to you at first, but go back, give it 2, 3, 4 days, it becomes apparent. Today, our own son, he used to be called Emeka. I have to question who fathered this boy. Maybe the mother was unfaithful to the father. Whoever fathered this, an Igbo person can ask an Igbo person cannot father somebody who will grow up and say, I want to be a Muslim. Something went wrong somewhere and should be investigated. This chap has abandoned the way of his ancestors that has lasted for over 5,000 years to go and join a people, the same people killing his own people. But his name is Emeka. He has joined them. This is Radio Biafra. Before I go to the barrister who is now with me, in fact, let me go to barrister. Barrister, acknowledge our people before I go to Carol Monday to please commence our analysis this evening. Go ahead. Barrister,
thank you, Director. Yeah, I'm here, Director. Thank you, and good evening. Good evening to all Biafrans, wherever you are. We, of course, today giving you another news and some of the news that are not palatable to our hearing, and some of them, of course, we can manage. That our brothers are now gradually turning into Muslim land. I pity them a lot because once Biafra arrives, they may not stay in the land, Biafra land. They have to join those who either follow them or those who are making them to remain Islamic. These we will not tolerate in our own land. And of course, whoever wants to worship Allah should stay in Allah's land and worship Allah. You cannot worship Allah in God's land. Biafra belongs to Chukwu Abiyama. Therefore, and of course, this is the reason why they are burning all the churches in Allah's land. And I don't blame them. If you don't want me to stay in your own land, you are right. You are right. You're supposed to worship my own God in my own land. All we ask you, ask the Biafrans, ask the Christians to quietly go back to their own lands. Stop killing them. This is why we have problem with Muslims. This is why we have problem with the House of Fulani Boko Haram. We are not angry with you because you are asking for Islamic nation or you are asking for Sharia law. We are only angry with you because you are killing our people. I don't see any reason why killing and Sharia law has to go together. Ask me to leave quietly, even violently, I will leave. But please don't kill me. And take your land and leave my own land. It becomes 50-50. We believe in equity and justice. That is the particular value Biafrans stand on. That is our ethics, is our values. That take what belongs to us and give me what belongs to me. Do not trespass, do not encroach my land. But our anger is, you are encroaching my land, you are killing me in your own land, and yet you want to come to my own land. It does not make any sense. Wherever you are, stay where you are, Biafrans. And we will fight this peacefully, violently, to obtain what belongs to Biafrans. Because we have never overtaken any land. We have never encroached any land. All we do is our peaceful business. We make money, even where there is no money, we make it. We build houses, even where there is no land. We create one. Because that's the gift God gave all of us individually. That is the brain God gave all Biafrans, no matter where we are. Even if we are inside the sea, we create that sea and make it land. These are the gifts given to us by God Almighty. Bless us that way. Therefore, no matter what Hausa, Fulani Boko Haram does, they cannot wipe us out in this earth. They can only try as they have been trying. Let me take the issue of Sahara. Narrator, you know the name, Sahara. It belongs to Hausa, Fulani, Yoruba, Boko Haram. They cannot do anything to Stella Oduah. They're asking and remembering and thinking, investigating whether she has MDA. It doesn't matter. What makes you is not qualification. What makes a human being is personality, what you have inside your head. How many of the presidents that have been ruling Nigeria, that's you, have qualification? How many of them? Babangida, Buhari, all of them, what qualification do they have? Even Obasanjo himself, who has been stealing money, has not got a single qualification. Who are you to ask Stella Oduah? Even if she hasn't even got standard 6, she has done what the Yorubas who fought certificates could not do. They want how many billions to rebuild Murtala Muhammad Airport. Stella Oduah doesn't need to produce any qualification, but she has done it. She saved money for Jonathan. She made the airport more than what it's supposed to be. She denied the embezzlement from the Yorubas, and now they are calling to her head. They will not succeed. You don't need a single qualification to look at Richard Branson. She's in the United Kingdom. She is a multi-billionaire. She has no single qualification. What he is managing. How many of them? Name them. Bill Gates. What qualification has he got? But he is the owner of the world with his computer. What about this guy who died recently? The owner of Apple. What qualifications do they have? In Biafran land, we don't need qualification. As far as you have the brain, that is what we need. Even in this country, whenever you go to any interview, they won't ask you any single qualification. What they will ask you, what experience have you got? You have qualification, but you can't do a job. Does it make any meaning? We don't need any qualification. Stella Oduah will be there until Biafra comes. She does not need to produce even standard 6. It's not required. It's not necessary. It is no longer invoke whatever you have. As far as you have no brain, it does not matter. If you have brain, yes, that is what matters. If you have no brain, your qualification will not take you to anywhere. It doesn't matter. All we require is the brain. Qualification can go to the team. Director, let me leave you to get Carol Monday to say something. I'm still on the highway. I have not arrived home yet. I'm still on the highway coming all the way from Kent, Director. Thank you.
Thank you very much. You have done very well. That is the barrister himself. The barrister is on his way back, but he managed to make contact with us. That is the level of dedication we possess. Now, Carol Monday, please come in and follow barrister by telling us what you make of our presentation this very evening from here in London.
Yes, I'm here, and it's nice to hear the barrister again. There is many things to touch on, actually. I've gone over quite a few things there. The soccer coach in Mecca going to Islam, inspired by Muhammad. I couldn't believe that when I heard it. What inspired him? Was it the fact that he sat with his 12-year-old wife while they cut off the heads of 800 Jews all day long? In a day, 800 heads severed off. Is that what inspired this man? Is the man insane? Has lost his mind? He's supposed to be a Biafran man. Unfortunately, what happens is not about religion. Religion is being used as a tool, and that's what they're doing. And it was interesting after reading that article, because a friend of mine, I went out with a friend of mine recently, and he was telling me that his cousins, the black people in London, they're not African at all. They could be, they're from the Caribbean, but they're not directly black as one. And they, the cousins got involved in the Islam. They were invited in, and it was all lovely and everything, and they felt welcome, and they felt all happy. And then they stayed with it, and then they were asked at some point whether they would sever the head of somebody. The boys couldn't believe it. That was it. They left. So there comes a point where you're going to have to stand for Islam and be prepared to sever someone's head off. And I don't think America understands what will happen, because this is what's happening in Nigeria. There's people down there that are so inspired by Islam and jihad rules that they will sever your head off. And that's what's happened. We go back to, and also on the football, and then Biafrans love the football, and I have to say, Biafra is going to be in the World Cup. We're right into FIFA, because Biafra has the entitlement to be in the World Cup, not Nigeria. Also, you're singling out Stella Oduah. In her fasciola, he has his car, Stella has her car, these other qualifications. They're singling her out. They're singling them out for a reason, the same way they're singling out Goodluck Jonathan, because they need Fulani rule to be maintained. They need APC to win. They never expected Jonathan to be there right now. It wasn't part of the plan. I can't remember, I read it somewhere, somebody passed away, that's the director who died, and it ended up that Jonathan was in C. But this is it messed up their plan. There's a Biafran in power currently, even though he has to listen to Nigeria. He is currently in power, and they have to remove him. is one thing that stands in their way. That and Radio Biafra, because if it wasn't for Radio Biafra, there'd be APC and Nnamdi right now. And APC has to be stopped. You cannot have an Islamic country. The same reason, because they're coming to cut off your head. Unfortunately, that's what's going to happen. It is a form of apartheid. What Lugard did in 1914, he went there and he put in a form of apartheid. Because when a minority rules a majority, it is called apartheid. And that is what he did, because the Fulani were not the majority in that country. They were the minority, and they put them in power, and they messed about with the seats. I think they gave them a lot more seats because they knew there wasn't enough of them in the parliamentary system. They just made up those seats. It didn't go through the system. They just said, here, have a few more seats, so it balances it out, so that the minority could rule over the majority. And right now, they're ruling. In a way, they're ruling, and they can be pushed out, and they need to be pushed out. They need to be stopped. The Mrs. Lugard's wife, she made up the name Nigeria. If you look at the English language, when you take the letters IA and add them to something, IA basically means a place or people of. So you've got a place of people of niggers, because that's how the word breaks up. It's unfortunate. I'm English. I mean, this is what the British did. They went there and they did this. You know, I'm British and I'm saying, and I'm sorry, I'm born here, unfortunately. But that's what they did. They put in this horrible apartheid system because they wanted to rule over you with their imperialism. That's what happened. And it needs to be stopped, because whatever can happen in one place can happen in another. I said it the other night on air, and I said it again, it's a bitter irony that the one from Mrs. Lugard came from Woolwich, and the Yoruba man severed off the fusilier in Woolwich, in the Woolwich town centre. Right, but in flow of traffic, he stood there and got his cutlass and severed the officer. Because what goes around comes around. And what happens that can happen to somebody else is going to happen to someone else. And we need to be able to stop that. The Yoruba media, they can't believe that. They compared the Oduah to Mandela. That is an insult. Mandela's family must be feeling sorry. You know, the man Oduah committed suicide because of his own guilt, probably. And Mandela died with what? His loving family, the whole world crying. Because he knew it, because he was an amazing man. This is not Oduah. There's no comparison within a million miles. There's no comparison. Oduah was a simple cocoa farmer that ended up taking so much money from people that his family can now own Cadbury. That's where it came from. And I want to understand, for people to understand. At the end of the war, this is what, 1970. They took everything. They took whatever property, you know, and they emptied the bank account. They took what property they wanted, and they gave reference £20 a family, I think it is, to start again. £20. So imagine I'm in my late 40s now. I have my house, have my bank account, and they come along and they empty my bank account, and they like this house, so they'll take this land and then they'll give me £20, and I've got to start again at my age and start all over after I've worked all my life. Can you imagine doing that? That's what these people. This is in 1970. This wasn't 100 years ago. I was alive in 1970. This is here now. This is in the 19th century. This is the 20th century. I don't know century means stuff. You've got to understand that we need to be able to stop that, because it's happening again. Biafra has to be released out of Nigeria. There's so many things with Lugard. He was a horrible man. The video for the houses, you can see it on Biafra television. You know, you can make your own opinion. I mean, we all listen to broadcasts, and we all know Nnamdi Kanu'S personality. And if you actually watch the video, I found it quite polite, really. When you hear him on air, his personality can be quite intimidating. Not intimidating to anybody. I think that's his general personality. If you listen to it, you make up your own opinion. I thought he was very polite that day. So I don't understand how they can twist this in anybody's mind if you actually go back and look at the facts. And that's all we're doing, is go back, dissecting it, looking at the facts and saying, look, hold on, these are the facts, this is what really happened. We've gone back, found the amalgamation and said, right, this is the fact, let's show our people this is the fact. Again, go back and find the facts for yourself. Look at who's in your government, look what's happening, look at the Fulani rule, and see what the APC is trying to do now. They can't lose it. The whole of Nigeria will become Islamic. There's no stopping it. Boko Haram is there, ready to come. They've warned you. If you stand in the way, if Jigurla Johnson stands in the way, they will cut people's heads off. And that's what you have to be prepared to do in Islam. That's what war for them is. They are suicide bombers. They're taking over. Back to you.
Thank you very much for that. Thank you for that very insightful thought. And thank you also for that originality in your presentation. This is Radio Biafra, wherever you are. There are a lot of conflicts going on around the world right now as we speak. Iraq, Afghanistan, even in Sudan, in the zoo itself, even those that went by, Rwanda, Sierra Leone, all these things. There is one thing, one common denominator. Do you know what that is? The British got involved. That tells you something. Anywhere they went to, there is war, there is killing, there is pillaging. That is one thing I can't fathom, one thing I cannot understand. What did the British actually gain by seeing people suffer? What do they gain by seeing innocent men and women slaughtered? What is their benefit? What is their benefit? I can't understand. All these areas they colonized, what seeds of hatred and retrogression did they sow that has led to the incessant, ceaseless, endless massacre of innocent people? Why? I keep asking myself. Are they being used to punish people? Do God send them? Do God use them to go and punish those that have erred from the path of righteousness? I am very grateful to the message that our dear brother evangelist Lotachuku, who is our coordinator in Norway, sent to me. Of course, we believe in it completely and totally. Chukwu Abiyama is our God. Biafra is my religion. That is how I worship God. Because God is actually punishing us because we are worshiping foreign gods. I will get our dear brother that gave us a lesson, Rabbi Hi Ben Daniel, to also call him. Please, I'm asking those listening from Israel. I need the contact details of the rabbi that taught us when I came to Israel to broadcast in Tel Aviv. He gave us a lesson. There was a part read in the Bible which I can't find where he said, where God said to Israelites, those gods they are worshiping, leave them to worship them. I gave it to them. You are mine. You worship me. You come to me. Direct, not through a third party. I am a child of God, and we have sinned. The Day of Atonement is coming. The same day we're going to protest all over the world, we use it as the Day of Atonement all over the world. We will present our petition before the Most High, Chukwu Abiyama. We will tell him where we have gone wrong. Of course, we know. We sold people. We dabbled into human sacrifice, which is a corruption of our priesthood. We also dabbled into discrimination, what we call Osu, which is an abomination before God. We sold our own kind. That is why the likes of Oprah, the family that gave birth to Michelle Obama, that is how Forrest Whitaker, that is how Freddie Hunter, that is how Blair Underwood ended up in the United States of America. These are all people with Igbo blood in them. Hardcore Igbo people. There is no difference. That is how they went to the United States to live, because we sold them. We must ask God for forgiveness. And when Biafra comes, anybody that wants to resettle in Biafra land from the Caribbean areas, be you from Jamaica, from Haiti, be you from the United States of America, anywhere you come from, you'll be entitled to a piece of land in Biafra to build a house free of charge, because we must make reparations for the abomination we committed before the sight of the Most High, Chukwu Abiyama. We have sinned, we have cried, we have died enough. The punishment which the Most High rendered to us through Frederick Lugard is here for all to see. And for those who would have said that the conquest of our people was inevitable by Lugard because they had superior weaponry, must also know that the throne in Abyssinia, that Ethiopia never fell to any colonial power. They never fell. The reason why God allowed colonialism to prevail in our land is because of our sinful ways. We had to be taught a lesson, and we've been taught lessons, not just one, not two, not three, not four, for over 100 years. We have seriously been damaged as a people, and that is why the time has come for us to go back to where we come from. As Nnamdi my namesake, who say, okay, the time has come for us to go home. And home we shall go. This is Radio Biafra. The barrister, I don't know if the barrister is still on the way coming. I don't know if he has arrived. I don't know if he's stuck in traffic, but what I do know is that he was able to connect with us. May I please ask if the barrister is there, please, to bring his effervescent perspective to what we're discussing this evening, please. Barrister, can you hear me?
Yes, Director, but you might hear some echo because I plugged it onto the car system. I don't know if you're hearing me.
I can hear you loud and clear, so is the whole world.
Okay, because I'm trying to make sure that the echo doesn't distort the discussion. Of course, Director, from the beginning of the news, I had everything, but going under the tunnel, the line was cutting off, so I did not grasp everything that you were talking about. So if you'd like to give me a little bit of an update, I'll be so grateful, because I'm already connected to you.
We are discussing this very issue. We are discussing the issue of Stella Oduah. We are discussing the damage that God has done to us by delivering us into the hands of our enemies. We are discussing this very far because for over 100 years we have been killed, we have been pillaged, our women raped, our men carted off into slavery. All manner of degradation has been visited upon the children of God. We have suffered, we continue to suffer. We die every blessed day, nobody asks questions. Our children slaughtered by Awolowo, all our money taken. We are forced to remain in the zoo they call Nigeria. The whole world connived against against us. The US, the British, the Russians, and the Egyptians all came to fight with our enemy to kill us. We are still suffering. We are in exile. Barrister, we are voluntary slaves abroad. We are saying that our afflictions are too numerous to mention, to list out all the time. But we have taken them to God. We have cried. We have pleaded with Chukwu Abiyama. And in keeping with the scriptures, in keeping with the same faith with which the Israelites passed through, we are asking him to please come to our mercy, come to our rescue, that his grace must come upon us because we are his children, and I believe he has listened to us. That was why he determined that we should come. We are saying also that the day of the worldwide protest shall be used also as a day of atonement, when we shall stand before God to say, we have sinned against you, we have sold our own kind, we have discriminated. For God knows we have killed, we have done all manner of despicable evil before the sight of God, and that he must forgive us. That's what we're saying, Barrister.
Yeah, thank you, Director, for the update. I'm sure you're hearing me very well.
Loud and clear.
Loud and clear. Thank you. Yes, Director, as you have already reiterated, we have done enough, and of course, God has seen that we are struggling and making effort to come out of our sinful nature, and we have made all sorts of promises to him. For him to give us the glory so that we can go back, Director. Every day we are being killed, every day we are being massacred. Not we have been massacred, Director, we are marginalized, jobs denied, positions not offered to Biafrans. Wherever we are, we've been chased around, we've been policed, we've been haunted and hounded everywhere we are, Director. God should see that his people, Director, put it in this way, that your son sinned against you. You've forgiven him. You will not like to see your son being flogged like the way we have been flogged, killed, harassed all over the world. God should see that at least enough is enough. And that's why we are making all strenuous efforts to ensuring that our people should not go back to that slavish mentality. We cannot enslave ourselves as much as we have been enslaved. It's time that we are going home so that we can reorganize our position and make sure that those who believe in wicked acts should move away so that the wrath of God does not come back ever again. Director, as we are struggling seriously to put ourselves together, we have to make sure that all our brothers and sisters have been rescued from the situation they are at the moment. And of course, we are asking to God, no matter what we have done, we have repented. And at least for the sake of those, even God himself, he says because of the righteousness of a man, he will rescue his wife. Because of the righteousness of a woman, he will rescue the husband. God should see the heart of those in Radio Biafra, the heart of those who are calling, friends of Biafra, those who support Biafra. He should, at least for the sake of those who are repentant. Remember, Director, in the book of the Bible, when Lot was sent to go to the land of Sodom and Gomorrah, when he was there, the angels came to destroy Sodom and Gomorrah. Lot was interceding, begging the angel of God, please do not destroy this country. God says, if you can find 500 people who are repentant, I will spare the land of Sodom and Gomorrah. They counted until they came to one. God said, if you can find one single individual, I'll spare the land of Sodom and Gomorrah. They could not find any. That was why. The reason Sodom and Gomorrah was destroyed, and Lot was told, you move away, you and your family. Do not allow anybody to turn back. But God has seen that all of us here at Radio Biafra, the friends of Biafra, those who are calling in all over the world, those who support Radio Biafra, he has seen our struggle, our repentance to come back to our land, and we promise, we say we can never go back to our old ways. That should be enough, Director, for God to see inside our hearts. For instance, in the book of Psalms, that even before we are born, he knows inside us. God should know. Even the way Director talks on a daily basis, at least for the sake of Director himself, God should rescue the people of Biafra. These are his words, and God cannot testify against himself because he says he's not a human. For him to lie, he is a spirit. Nobody can say he has seen God. All we are using are the words of his. He's telling us he will do this for us. Let it be a testament that we believe in God, and all he will do, we will defeat all our enemies, those who have been standing against, and even his enemies are trying to convert his people into Islam. God should not stand by and see his children be converted into worshiping the same God he told us not to worship. It's up to him. God is up to you. If you allow all your people to be enslaved once again, then of course there's nobody to worship you. Director, we have said it. We have mandated it. We want to go home. And with the kind of power we possess, with the kind of ability, the strength, the wisdom, our capacity can never be downgraded ever again, Director. We are moving on. Anybody who says Biafra cannot be restored, that person is lying. God himself says he's not a liar. He is not a human being. therefore he cannot laugh. Director, you know, all our callers, I know that you have not even started making any calls. I told you before, callers, I'll meet up with you, and of course, this program with you. That's what I'm doing. Director, God is our witness. He will testify that he mandated us to bring Biafra once again to worship him in glory, in spirit, in honesty, and in truthfulness. And so that's what we are doing. Thank you.
You're a good man. Thank you very much. This is Radio Biafra, and very shortly we shall be going to the lines because our lines are going mental already. We will take your calls and we will be on air until you have nothing else to tell us.